Howdy, builders. Welcome back to our tower. We're on the 875 North Michigan Avenue Tower, episode 2 of building a tower on hard mode and Project High Rise. We're gonna add some units in today, so we're gonna go ahead and start getting these built in, so that we can start building them up. We're also going to have to add in our trash collector. I don't want to do that just yet because we're still making this 690 profit a day, and I want to build 4 of these units out initially to see if we can't get good renters into our building. I added an extra one, so we're just gonna take that bad boy out right there. So that we can start getting money for our stuff here. So let's add a water, let's add electricity, and we're gonna put in our units here. We'll go ahead and build these in. We're monitoring our trash. I'm starting to see it collect up a little bit right here. So by the either today or tomorrow, we'll put in a trash collector down here for us to be able to start collecting some of that trash into our building. I want one extra right there. And remember, every penny counts, so you only want to go to the edge. That's going to cost us here in a minute. Hopefully, not too much. Hopefully, it doesn't impact us um, too much, but it might have an impact on us. I apologize. So, one of the reasons why I don't build in restaurants early in the game is, especially on hard mode. Like easy mode, I'll build them in. That's fine because they don't complain as much and they don't leave the building if they're not making profit. But if you go click on your people, this is Alan. He wants a cup of coffee, and Barbara, she wants a cup of coffee, and Jimmy wants breakfast. Ronald wants a cup of coffee, right? So I could put a coffee shop down here. But what's going to end up happening is the rent's going to be really low. And with the rent being low, and we're still using the same amount of utility closets here, it impacts the overall performance and profitability of the actual building itself. So, with that being said, by them um, not making profit, they're going to end up leaving the building, and we don't have enough units in here with enough people at this point to make any of these restaurants profitable. So you're going to end up having to lower the rent on these restaurants early in the game to get them to stay, and they're taking up your utilities. So it's better to get your 121 or $111 rent or whatever that rent is from your units up here, so that you're maximizing that profitability earlier on in the game. Once we get the 20 units built and we build another water closet and electricity unit in here, at that point we can add in a restaurant or two down here for them to be able to eat at. But for right now, we really don't want to do that because it's going to end up costing us in the long run. I'm a little nervous about doing this, but we need to add a trash collector because if this trash don't get picked up today, we're going to get to the point where people are going to move out. So we have to put the trash collector in there. We're only making 32 profit per day right now. So if we don't rent another one of these units today, we will turn unprofitable again. So that's how finicky this hard mode can be on being able to level up this building and move forward with it. So while we're waiting for some new renters to come in, I don't want to keep building out. I only have $166, so I can't add another level and or another layer into this building at this point. Let's take a look at some of our people. So we got Barbara. She lives in the studio apartment. She's frowny faced, so she's not mad. She's not sad. She's okay. Alan's okay. Jimmy's relatively happy. I mean, he's got a little bit of a smiley face on his face. Edward's a little frowny faced right now. And then Marie, she's really happy. She's having a good day so far. Marie's having a good day. I like that, Marie. Um, it's always nice when somebody's having a good day and they can share that excitement with everybody. Now, I will say in the morning when Marie gets up, she's going to want a cup of coffee, and she's not going to stop thinking about a cup of coffee until we put a coffee shop in here. That seems to be a pretty general consensus with these residents in these buildings. So if you look at them, they just want coffee or breakfast at this point. I am playing this on a really large map. So we're gonna do 5 here, and then this over here is most likely gonna end up being a either hotels or offices or potentially higher end residential. I've kind of done it in multiple different ways before, and then this over here will most likely end up being a hotel part of my building. So I like doing the hotels in my buildings because they give you good payments every day. So like if you can keep people coming into your hotel and spending money in your building, then you're constantly, for one, you're going to have the visitors coming into your building, and then for two, you're just gonna get that extra money without having to do as much work and have as many you like services and stuff for them to be able to use, because most of them rely on just the same like housekeeping and room service and stuff like that. So we most likely will have a hotel. One thing I do wish they had in this game is a manager to manage your entertainment and your performers, so you don't have to remember to go in there and constantly, oh, I want a performer, I need a performer, I need a performer, and constantly book your own performers, because that gets really, it can be pretty time consuming if you have a lot of event spaces to be able to go in there and actually book those performers and get those performers into your building, to take care of your team. I'm thinking of work right now, to take care of your hotel rooms to get them rented out. So we'll see how we end up doing this. If we end up doing offices or hiring residential, or, and if we even put a hotel in this one. I'm not playing like Las Vegas in here or anything. I'm just playing a regular old city, so we could kind of go however we want. If I was playing a Vegas type map, I would have moved most of this over to the edge, so this would have been over here, and this big area over here would be more hotelish than this. Another thing I've done on like medium or easy mode is I start with my residential and I build up to like 15 stories, and then what I do is I've even gone up as far as 30 stories on this. Is I will do like the bottom 15 floors will be hotel all the way across. And then in the middle or on the sides, I've done it both ways, have two towers or one wider tower here and then go up a little bit and then narrow it in a little bit more and narrow it in a little bit more, until we get to the very top to be able to do that. Because when you're playing on this wide map, you get enough floor area tiles generally to build a relatively interesting and constructive tower. So you can do a lot of different things in here to really get that going. All right. We need money. I mean, we're not making very much right now, and we've rented out all of our units. So we really need some money. I want to see how much we make at the end of this particular day, because we've rented two more, this one and this one. We rented two more units today from here, so that might bump us up. But right now we're sitting at $124 a day profit. So if that gives us another $100 profit, that's not going to really give it. We're going to have to sit here for 2 or 3 days before we get enough profit to make something else. So we may end up taking out one of these contracts just to get some more layers built into this building to start making some more profit. We'll just have to choose which one we want to do. So let's see how much profit we got. It's turning right now. 124, just not going to be enough. So we're going to go for our 1 bedroom. It's going to be a while before we get there, but this will give us that profit that we need to push us a little bit further because we're still paying for those two. Um, how many did I do? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're still paying for those two closets down here, and they're $250 a piece. So that's $500. So we got to rent out more of these units in order to make up for that $500 and continue to turn a profit. Right now, we're paying for them with the expense of not making very much money. So as we continue to level up here, we're going to continue to add in, and we'll add these layers in, and that'll maximize our profit a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead and put these units in, so that we can try to get some more renters in here and make a little bit more money. Once we hit 20 units, typically typically we will get a prestige, and that will unlock our tower, our um, lobbies and stuff like that, so we can go in and paint in, so we don't have to look at this default spacing right here. That's where we'll end the video. So when we hit that 1 prestige, we'll end this video today, and just get ready for our next episode of this tower. I just don't want to spend a whole bunch of time with you guys waiting and waiting and waiting for things to happen. As we start getting amenities in this building, and we start building things in, and we start making 2, 3 thousand profit a day, then at that point we'll be able to really elevate this tower relatively quickly. And the more profit we make each day, the more we can elevate it, and the more we can really build up the tower. The hard part of hard mode is the random events, which I have turned off. So if you want to make it even more challenging, turn random events on. I didn't want to do that while showing you guys how to do this, because when you're filming and random events happen, it you gotta continuously go back and refilm, because you may not be able to take that particular challenge on at that point in time, and it looks bad with people leaving the tower and stuff like that. But if you want to add that extra layer of challenge to your tower, then by all means go ahead and go in and add that next layer in by putting in your random events. Like, it definitely adds a whole nother level of complexity to it. That's generally what I play on, but I wanted to show you guys that you can build this tower up um, on hard mode and still make it profitable and still be able to do what you got to do, because it it's difficult, it's challenging, it definitely has its challenges. But once you figure out what those little tips and tricks and those little secrets are about it, it gets relatively easier, and then it becomes more of a puzzle. Like I said in the last episode, it's more of like a puzzle game than it is about like just building. Like if you turn it into a puzzle and try to figure out all the little pieces of that puzzle that you need to do, then you're no longer just building, you're maximizing your building space so that you can you can kind of enjoy playing the game without having to worry about all the odds and ends and all the different pieces that go into it. So it can be complex. This game's going to be as complex as you allow it to be. If you just want to come in and pretend like you're coloring in a coloring book, and you just want to just have a little bit of fun playing it, come in here and play it on easy mode. It's still fun, still fun. It takes some of the complexity out of the game, but it's still a fun game, and you'll still enjoy playing it day in and day out. If you are looking for a challenge and you want to take your game to another level, and you're a new player, start on medium. get yourself acclimated with the game, know what you have to build in your tower in order to unlock different things so that you can go ahead and start building those before you get to the point of needing to unlock something. A little bit more difficult in scenarios because sometimes they don't set you up for that in scenarios, so you just kind of work around it in your tower in order to build those things. But as you guys are going through and building your towers up and such, keep that in mind. We did hit one prestige. So if you look down here, one prestige, we got our 1 star. So that's good. We're going to add in our lobby finally. Ah, man, that looks beautiful. So much better than that. I almost always will use subway tile on this bottom floor. So if you guys watch any of my other videos that I'll be posting about the scenarios and stuff, because I'm gonna start doing scenarios as well, show you guys how to beat those. But if you guys start watching my videos, you'll see that I use subway tile down here, and generally the one pane glass for my lobbies and such. And you guys will also see that I like to try to plan ahead in my towers and look at like where can I maximize my space to get the most efficiency out of my tower. We are now that we're at one prestige, our units are starting to get wore down. So at this point, we are going to have to add a maintenance worker in and start working on these units. But at this point, I think we're at a good pausing point for this particular city. I said city, I meant building. We're at a good pausing point for this building to show you guys how you can make profit. And at this point, we're at 850 profit a day, and we're going to continue to build. Like, we're going to have episode 3 and so on and so forth from there, just to show you guys how you can tier up your building and level it up without losing that profitability. Because we could still go back to zero. Even though we're at a positive 850 right now, if we don't manage every action that we're doing in this building and we just start getting carried away and we're like, build, 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 you will start losing money. And then you'll get to a point where you're not making any money. And then at that point, you're going to be like, how did I get here? Now I got to start the tower over again. I got to go back and reload it to get this to work the way that I want it to. So we're going to keep building this. I want you guys to continue to come back. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you know when I post these videos and you can come back and watch them with me. As Not watch them with me, but join me in building these towers, and then you can play along in the background. Start doing what I'm doing and play along with us and really see what we're doing. And hopefully it captivates you and you guys enjoy playing this game. It's really inexpensive game on Steam. So I hope you all enjoy playing it as much as I do. But hit that like and subscribe button. Come back and see us, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a blessed day.